Hey, how are you all? Today we're going to be talking about the Summer 2012 USDA Scholars in Food Science presents Mac No Cheese. The Naturally Good Incorporated employees, group participants are undergrad students, Gabrielle Russaw, Ariana Verghese, Nanda Ababoy, myself, Zaquavis Willis, and the mentors are graduate students Victoria Schutz, Chantrell Willis, Brian Woods, Leslie Johnson, Ali Falati, and our group leader, Lisa Darrell. Naturally Good Incorporated is a company that prides in making the best products for its customers. Our gratification is producing only the best products are made with top quality ingredients. Our most recent product extension line includes the all-natural vegan pasta meal made with the finest ingredients to meet all our customers' needs. Next up is Gabby.
Okay, here is, I'll be talking to you about our ingredients and the functionality, the characteristics, and the formulation, and also the process flow chart. Here, we have our characteristics chart, and as you can see, the first part right here is the list of our ingredients, and then we have our characteristics of our ingredients, the functionality of our ingredients, the amount that was weighed for per batch of our ingredients, and then the formulation right here. As you can see in the functionality section, we have our structure, which was consisted of our macaroni, and then with our sauce structure and texture, which consisted mostly of the vegetables that we had in the product. And then our flavor really consisted of the lemon juice, the Dijon mustard, the salt, the black pepper, the paprika, and the cayenne pepper. Next is our process flow chart. And here we have the macaroni, which was boiled for about 15 minutes, and then it later went down with the mixing of the blend ingredients, which consisted of the dry ingredients, the fresh ingredients, and the liquid ingredients. And with the fresh ingredients, we had to peel and chop all of our fresh ingredients, and which is one of the CCPs, which is the critical control points. This was our number one critical control point. And next we had to boil it for about 20 minutes, and from there we blended the product for about 7 minutes, and that was our second critical control point. And there from blending we went to mixing the macaroni and the blend ingredients, which is the dry, fresh, and liquid. And from there we sprinkled the ingredients, which was sprinkled with the breadcrumbs and the margarine, which was our fourth critical control point. And from there we went to filling the trays and packaging our product, which was all packaged in a sterilized condition. And as you can see, all our critical control points are physical.
Okay, I'm doing 6-3. We did a panel acceptance test, and basically the panel acceptance test is to see whether consumers will buy your product, or whether they like your product, or do they prefer your product compared to another product. But in our case, we use it to see which attributes of our product that they like the most. So the panel acceptance test of sample 985, which is the mac no cheese with bacon flavor, they accepted the texture and the saltiness the most, and the overall taste the least. And the 9-point Udon scale is a degree of liking test, where 1 is extremely disliked and 9 is extremely liked. So overall, for sample 985, they liked our product moderately. For the overall taste and the appearance and the color, they liked it moderately. And for saltiness, they liked it very much, and texture, they liked it moderately and very much. For panel acceptance of sample 434, which is the regular mac no cheese, texture, saltiness, and overall taste, they liked the most, and color, they liked the least. And for the Udon scale for sample 434, moderately really, they like the overall taste, texture, and appearance and color, and they like the saltiness very much. Analyst suggestion. Our panelists suggested that we sell sample 985, which is the mac no cheese with bacon flavor, at $2.88, and the overall price per sample $4.34, which is the regular mac no cheese, at $2.67. And the suggestions they gave us was to improve the color because it was too light or dull, and to prepare the pasta in an al dente form, not too hard or not too soft.
Okay, next is me again. And here we have our color charts. And color, which plays a role in the shelf life in the consumer purchase, from looking at consumer could go in the store and look at it from appearance and be like, oh, I want to buy this, or no, I really don't want to buy this, just from looking at the product itself. And as far as the shelf life, example is looking at if a consumer were to go into the store and look at the meat, and if it's bright red, a consumer would really want to purchase that meat versus a meat that is brown, which is most likely still good that they can purchase, but looking at the appearance, red, looks more, ooh, I want to buy that. So here with our charts, our bar graphs, we have the LAB, which is the L stands for the lightness from black and white, and then the A is the redness from green to red, and then for B as the greenness, which is from blue to green. And as you can see from our day 1 to day 2 reheat of our first sample, there was no significant difference in either one of them from the L, A, or B. And then looking at day 2 of the sample, you can see from day 2 to day 3 reheat of the product, there was barely any difference as well. Next is our texture. And texture is the property or the testing process used to test the mouthfeel of a product, and also plays a role in the physical properties such as viscosity and elasticity of the product as well. And with our texture, from looking at day 1 to day 2 reheat, you can see that there was barely difference in the regular product, and looking from the bacon to the bacon from day 1 to day 2, there was an increase. And the reason we said there was an increase with the bacon product was because of the bacon vegan strips that were placed in the product. And we kind of said it, from looking at the sample, first sample, it probably wasn't distributed as much as it was in the sample of day 2 being reheated. And here is the sample of our second sample that we tested. And as you can see that both the regular and bacon from the day 1 to the reheat really decreased. And the reason we said because of that was because of the water activity. From us baking this product the first day and then freezing it and then reheating it again, we said the water activity probably played a role as in make the noodles or just the product itself a little bit soft. Next is our water activity, and water activity is used in compliance with the government regulations, with the FDA, the HACCP plan, and so forth. And then it helps predict the food stability and the shelf life as well as measuring the food prediction from food texture to bacteria growth to yeast and mold growth, and as well as safe issues. And as you can see with our sample 1 of water activity from the bacon is the brownish, and then the greenish is the regular. As you can see, there's barely a difference from the day 1 to day 2 reheat in the water activity, but in the day 2 of the sample, you can see that there's a big increase from day 1 to day 2 of the second sample. There was a big increase in the water activity, and that goes with as before when I said in the texture, how there was a drop in the texture, and we said because of the water activity of it being frozen. Next is our pH, and pH is the property that affects the well as the margarine. And here is a list of a couple of microorganisms that could most likely might show up in our product due to the growth from the pH and water activity. And the pH, which is around 6.0, and these are just a few that could be founded due to the pH and the water activity as well. And that's me.
Packaging. With the packaging, we use a method called IQF. What is IQF? IQF refers to individually quick frozen, and it was developed by Verghese in the 1920s. The process of IQF consists of IQF spiral freezer that continues in light belt freezer, and then minimize the product weight loss, and also assure the quality handling during the freezing process. During the IQF, products are easily fed from the production line and is directly loaded into the freezer belt. And then product is quickly transported into the low temperature freezing zone. Due to the large belt surface, product can be frozen in a single layers, or like to ensure the quality of the product, it can also be frozen individually. Why do we use IQF? IQF freezes food rapidly, and also there is no cellular structure damage. IQF also seals quickly, so that there is no contaminant in the product. IQF also stables in low temperature, and product does not crack when it's cold or when it's in low temperature. With the IQF, you can have direct shipping, and also it's a low operating cost. Here's a typical IQF equipment found in Here's a typical IQF machine found in the packaging facilities. First of all, the products will enter through here and then go up around the spiral in a low temperature ground, and then until the product is frozen, and then exits through here. We use nano packaging because it was highly recommended, and also it has cost effective. That's $3.25 per pound. This is how our package is going to be like. The box is going to be like this. And here's the nutrition label that we generated from our product. So our nutrition label is going to be here like that. And this is the design of our product, Magno cheese, a vegan alternative. That's going to go in front here. Like instead of rice, mac and cheese, ours is going to be Magno cheese, a vegan alternative.
Okay, so next up is marketing. During marketing, we'll be talking about like what all went into it and the aspects of it. First, we'll talk about the facts. In the U.S., there are 311.5 million. The vegetarian population is 7.3 million. While the vegan is only 1 million, but the number of people that follow a vegetarian inclined diet is 22.8 million. Vegetarian inclined diet means that they're not pure vegetarians, but they follow a diet very simple. Our target market, we based it off the majority age group that are vegan or vegetarian. Our primary age group is from 18 to 34, and our secondary age group is from 35 to 55. As you can see, the secondary age group is slightly older. This means that they will be focused on eating more healthier. They'll be more health conscious about what they eat. We conducted a market survey to see how our product would fit into the market. So here's the age range of our survey participants. 43% were 18 to 20, and at the two lowest, at 5%, 5% were 17 or younger, and the other 5% were 40 to 49. The gender of our survey participants, of course they were male and female, but the dominant one was female, coming in at 86%, with male at only 14%. We asked the likeness to buy healthier food options. 57% said likely, while 43% said less likely. Here's more questions that we asked. We asked, how often do you purchase products containing nuts? 48% said occasionally, while 5% said never. We also asked, how often do you see vegan products advertised? 43% said occasionally, 33% said never, and 24% said seldomly. Then we asked, how often do you consume pasta dishes? 38% said occasionally, and 5% said never. Advertising, how we plan to get our product out there so people can know about our product. We plan to do a numerous amount of TV commercials, print ads in the newspaper, give out coupons so that our first-time buyers can have a discount on our product. And we plan to both advertise it and sell it in stores. We plan to have an in-store sampling, tasting. Our cost analysis. How much would it basically cost for our product to get to the market? In the first four, transportation, wages, utility costs, rent, and cost of ingredients. Well, and rent were estimated costs, but cost of ingredients were calculated at 15 cents. So we added up all of these, and we found the sum of these for our cost of production and came up with $2.10. We plan to sell our product at $3.50. Our markup will be 65%, while our profit will be $1.40.
All right, to sum it all up, here is our team. Well, our team at hard work, and it's just a little slideshow of just how hard we were really working on our product. So I'm just gonna go through here really quick. You can see Linda right there. And here is our group. We were just checking out our recipe as Lisa was showing us how to, mix the product together. Next is everybody, working hard. Linda's just ready to eat. And this is just showing how we were taking the sauce of our product, which consisted of mainly our vegetables, and mixing it with our macaroni and cheese. And here is our macaroni and cheese.